Okay, just first of all, thank you so much for 11.4k WTF. I started literally for fun and here you all have the time to wait for a premiere. I don't understand how much I love you guys, like seriously. It's so overwhelming people actually like my stories because everything I write is literally about my ex-crush and how I used to feel for him. I guess being sad does give you something to be happy about in the end. You all are just, I can't be grateful enough. I'm in a good place because of you guys really. Disclaimer before we start, this video contains cuss words. Your viewer discretion is advised. What happened to the both of us? I don't know Deku. Why can't you say anything? Because I know it will just make things worse. You weren't like this Uraraka, you were never. I know. Is that all that you can say? I don't know. What the fuck do you mean by you don't know? Izuku looks at his ex-best friend closely, trying to get over the fact that she was pinning all over him again. Once she left it hurt but once she came back, he didn't think he could endure the anguish. You what? All of a sudden you come back to me? Telling all of your problems? After forgetting about my whole existence for what? 2 weeks? Fucking say something, Uraraka. He blatantly responded, an echo escaping its way through the thick atmosphere. The lump in both their throats were growing, and he so dreadfully wanted to wound it open. Did everything really mean nothing to you? That time where we used to hang out almost every day, where you used to help me figure my way out of my breakdowns, that smile you give to me that's so fucking reassuring. Did it really mean nothing? I don't know. Don't give me that lame excuse. We both know what happened between us, and there's not a vague thing that can deny the fact that you made the both of us broke. I know I'm pathetic, and I'm sorry for that. Oh, now you're saying sorry. He wasn't sure why he let himself say that. Wasn't it what he always wanted? An apology from her? He pinned on her for months, slowly trying to let go of everything because he expected better from her, better for them. Expectations aren't reality, and there's no avoiding the harsh tidal wave that was about to hit the both of them again. If their friendship was a sandcastle, Uraraka was the unreadable current of water. I just don't know what to say to you. Yes you fucking do Uraraka, yes you fucking do. Say it Uraraka, you know how long I've been waiting for you to take me seriously. No, I don't. At times she would be calm and collected, and at other times she would be harsh, but the worst times are when she would be distant and disappear for no valid reason. Just fucking say something. I don't care if you bash me or talk shit, but that sorry isn't the only word you can give to me. Not after 8 months of neglecting my feelings. She was still unreadable, even to herself too. Uraraka didn't speak, her head was full of blank thoughts that rushed through. Did she know what to say? No. Did she know what she was feeling? No. You're a good person. I'm sorry. I know I'm pathetic. Did my feelings mean nothing to you? They did. But still, I didn't think I was good enough for you back then. And I know I'm still not good enough for you now. How can you just say that before even hearing it from me? Only a pit of disappointment filled his heart because if you really thought about it, he was the reason why she was so insecure. He evaluated again, what had he ever done to make her feel such a way? Everything I'm doing, just makes you sad. You're not supposed to be with a person who does that. You don't fucking understand how the reason I can possibly smile is if you just stayed with me. Just fucking stayed. A little longer. Deku just leave. His eyes shot up, gazing at her with bewildered eyes. There was that pang inside his heart again, the same emotions that he went through 3 days before last year's Valentine's. That overwhelming neglect, that unbeatable denial to talk about her fondness for him, or showing a mere sign of vulnerability. Izuku did nothing but kept imploring for that vulnerability. To break down her walls and make her tolerable enough to believe in herself rather than the self-consciousness that was carrying the weight on her. With tears that were threatening to fall, their friendship was hanging on a loose thread, one person in control over everything. Why did you leave? Were the conversations we shared not enough to convince you how much I loved you? You know things can't ever come back to normal. I let my insecurities get to me and managed to let you go. She choked out a sob. Uraraka was never the type of person to suppress and bottle up her emotions, and if she really wanted to be frontal about herself, she also wasn't the type of person who cared so much about her pride. Memories of her best friend, Izuku Midoriya, was a minefield in her brain. Provided that she ever tripped on the shells, she would lose tranquility and explode. So she was so careful, whenever she tried to fork out of that path of minefield. You wouldn't mind it? If I left you? No. You don't mean that. She bit her lip hard as she looked away from his gaze. It was too obvious how badly he wanted her to say yes. She thought it would have been better if she left him, letting him find another person who he was worth deserving. Leave. There it was, the decision that she chose. She knows she will regret it, but at the end of the day, it's for the best. She was scared, if their friendship broke again, the result would be a more fragile friendship that will take a lot of cautious caring to protect. Uraraka had no energy for that, and she knew Deku didn't too. It was his overpowering stamina that tried to protect it even if he reached his limit, and Uraraka knew he wouldn't stop until she made him. The green-haired boy stared at the ceramic white floor, hands tightened into a fist. What else did he expect? Of course she would never take his feelings into consideration. She thinks what she's doing is always the right thing. Never accepting anyone else's perception of the situation. He couldn't say anything anymore. His heart was broken again. Uncountable times this had happened, but he always lets it slide. He had to let her go, he knew that. 3 months ago, the last conversation they had. He knew shit wasn't going to mend well in a day, so he let it be. It was influencing his impulsive choices, the things he had agreed on for the future. Carved inside his soul was the fact that he should care less about the consequences and just do whatever he wanted. But that thought drove him crazy because right now, the outcome of the alternative course he had led himself into was intoxicating hell. Deku smothered his thumb softly on Bakugo's cheeks. Scrutinizing how handsome he was with his face calm, casted upon a deep sleep as his tiny nose scrunches up a little bit. He was breathing loudly, small grumpy snores escaping from his mouth. Very cute. It had been happening for 2 months now. Ever since his breakdown in front of the blonde, he seemed to cope well. Not allowing his unneeded sappiness to ruin this relationship they had. It was his only getaway. He was surprised Bakugo took it softly for him at first. Again perplexed how the boy with so much pride could make the choice of being told what to do, something that doesn't happen a lot if you know his nature. It was rough at first, but he knew he would be able to adjust to it in a short amount of time. Katsuki always tried to brush off that first time he came over to his place. Only because he didn't want to face the naked truth that he actually took upon himself to care for someone after the longest time. Stop staring. You're awake? Katsuki got out of the bed hastily, grabbing his pants and belt on the floor, hands messing around with his unkempt hair. He checks if he leaves any of his belongings on Deku's bedside table, stuffing his phone inside his pocket and heading out. Flashback. You can't stay for a bit? It's still 5 a.m. What's the difference even if I did? I don't know, you look tired. Bakugo scoffs in annoyance, a little irritated that Deku thought a thing like that can tire him out. We can go for another round, that's how much stamina I have. No, that's not what I meant. What is it that you meant then? Nothing much, I guess. I'm just a little worried you'll overwork yourself, considering the syllabus of your major. Why do you care so much? The blonde was even more agitated, furrowing his brows as he rushed up getting ready. Izuku felt it, just the tiniest idea of getting pushed away for showing the bare minimum of concern. Was it really that out of borders? Whatever, I'm gonna leave. He thought if he was a little harsh for those words, he just didn't want Deku to talk to him casually. Because then the wrong impression will be implied. Besides, if he ever treats him like the absolute shit, it wouldn't matter, right? He'll just come back again like normal. The green-haired boy knew, this connection they had wasn't the one where you can be openly honest about your feelings. It was more of a conventional hookup type where you can relieve your stress. Though adding stress to your already present one is an understatement. I should get ready for school, he said out of spite, still drought to the numb feeling of invalidation. Time skip. Izuku, you look like shit. I know. Is everything going on okay? I don't know. It looks like you realized how chaotic this got. I know. Why didn't you listen to the both of us? I don't know. He knew he should have listened, he knew that clearly. You wanna grab lunch now? We can talk about something else, or if you want we can go shopping later. I don't know, man. I don't think he has the capability to walk 3 hours looking around for the right piece of clothing that fits your style, Mina. I know that. But it's better than getting laid on by him again, for like the 3rd time this week. How is it not emotionally ruining him? We don't need to rub it for the 100th time on his face, I think he knows enough. Hear that, Mina? Yes, I heard. I know it's not going to make you feel any better. I really want to stop doing this. Why don't you? I mean, it's easy, right? Just tell him. But the only time I get to talk to him is if we do it. Does it matter if you don't talk? Mina, I don't think you're catching up properly. What do you mean? Oh no. Mina gives Yaoiorozu the he really had to catch feelings for someone who won't bat him in the eye look. Well, I guess girls just typically know how to read each other's eyes. The ponytailed girl replied with a shrug, not even surprised. Don't say anything, Mina. Let's just go over to the cafeteria. Yeah. I don't feel like eating. I'll have to drag you there again then. Go ahead, I'll wait for you guys eat. Oh fuck no, you're eating with us. Ugh, there's really no getting out of the problem with you guys. Of course not, so come on now. Waiting for the food to come, Deku scrolled over his phone mindlessly, trying to get rid of the doubt that was growing inside of him. He was just worried that he would see a sight he doesn't want to, and it's been happening for a couple weeks. That's why he always avoids going to the cafeteria. Hey, we got you that katsudon you always gush over about. Huh? His eyes were still fixated on his phone, trying to not catch a glimpse of the surroundings. Yeah, can you just place it there? Your food isn't here yet, right? Nah, it should be coming here in a couple of minutes. Great, then, we can eat together. He scrolled down the unlimited Instagram feed of his account, liking random pictures of his friend before crossing over to Bakugo's story. He felt his heart tighten. It was a picture of him partying with his friends, the usual. Just the feeling of being excluded after being in the closest proximity, geez, that hurt. Bro, stop looking at your phone, the food's here. What? Oh yeah, just a second. I really don't want to look at anything right now. Why? Is everything alright? You know Uraraka hangs out here every day, Bakugo too. Right. God, why didn't I think of that? The food here is just good though. I'm probably being dramatic. No, you're not. I mean, if I had a best friend who would suddenly reject me after showing subtle signs of liking me back, I would too. No, you're not. I mean, if I had a fuck buddy who would take no effort at all to consider your feelings and leave directly after a freaky night, I would too. Now you're just making it worse. At least we can joke around about it. He chuckles slightly at the remarks made, happy that they still don't get tired of his endless vents of love problems. He was so lucky to have them as his best friends. Problem is, Mina was munching at her rice, hands constantly flinging at her spoon as she speaks. Who are you getting upset over? It struck a lightning in him almost, he never really thought about it. I don't know, I guess both. So you still like Uraraka? Nah, it wouldn't work out, besides I guess I understand why she left. She was still a bitch for that though, like how can you just abandon that good of a friendship because of your insecurities? I don't know, man, you ask her. But just look at her, no. She looks dead inside. Yeah, well, I don't think she's been well lately, but she made it clear, so it's best to let other people approach her. You know you deserve better, right? Yeah, but I wanted her. I wish we could ship you a significant other off of Amazon. Haha, that would be too overboard though, loudly crying face. But Deku, just a thought. Why get so worked up over Bakugo too? I dunno, maybe because he's also pretty much a bratty bitch. What's with you and people who treat you like shit? Why stoop so low for one person? Funner, I guess. How is crying? Fun. Drama, I guess. The two girls sighed in exasperation. Haha, but honestly, I guess it's just fun running for their attention. When you get it, you feel like you're on top of the world. I agree with that, but if running for their attention is long term, that's toxic, honey. I don't think that's drilled enough in your head. Maybe it's because of that. Maybe it's because they think you'll always come back no matter how they treat you. Because you're that loyal. I don't think I can uncling myself when I'm near them. There's nothing wrong with being clingy, they just have to accept that. But If you care about Bakugo's attention so much, why not try up something to spice things up a bit? Still, Izuku Midoriya would always come back. Right?
Are you all anime merch deprived? Cause I am. Since a bitch is so desperate for them to be alive but can't do anything about it. Maybe it's just for the better to collect merch. Click the link in my description to buy a collection of anime merch of your favorite show. Use code MEME for an extra 5% discount for above $49 and extra 10% discount for orders over $100. Link is in my description.
Thank you so much for watching. Please leave your suggestions in the comments. Subscribe and like if it's not too much.